Yes.
Okay, I've got 10 o'clock, so we'll call the meeting to order. It's Tuesday, March 3rd. We've got some meeting. Hastings County is situated on treaty land, it's rich in indigenous history, and home to many First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people. We honor their cultures and celebrate their commitment to this land. We acknowledge our shared obligations to respect, honor, and sustain these lands and the natural resources contained within. The motion that the agenda be approved.
I'll second.
Kirby, all in favor? Does anyone have a disclosure? We voted. There's no public here. No public input. Don't have any announcements. Just quickly, we're passwords are in place. And then you have to drive to road conditions. I need a motion that the minutes of the Sterling Run Public Library Board be approved.
A second,
Anything I want to do, want to say about that meeting?
get back to December though.
No. Okay. Any questions? Straightforward on minutes, all in favor? Carried. I need the minutes of the special council meeting on February 17th. Get adopted. Mover for that, please.
I'll second it.
That was the budget discussions. Explanation of that. All in favor? Carried. The minutes of the regular council meeting comes on February 17th. Mover for that, please.
I'll move.
A second,
All in favor? Carried. The minutes of the planning advisory committee meeting held on February 17th. Mover for that. Second.
I'll second.
You want to say about that meeting there? I don't. Pretty good. All in favor? Carried. 7.1, that the staff report regarding the bylaw enforcement service board report for January 2026 be received. And then mover for that, please.
I'll move.
I'll second it.
Any questions on that report? I see Kevin spending a lot of time here, but I understand he's working on some bylaws. Is that?
It's three, the worship, there is a canine control bylaw that's been working on, right?
No, it's that will be a shared bylaw between municipalities, or is that stricken?
No, it'll be our own individual bylaw, however, it's, the structure is similar to what is in other municipalities that, bylaw enforcement works in, so it'll be easier to, administer.
Okay. All in favor? The staff report on the building inspection service board for January be received. Please.
I'll move.
Second.
Second.
It's been a really quiet January. There's what, one building permit I think issued. Now there is stuff happening. It's just people are reluctant to pay for the actual permit to start to work. All in favor? 7.3.
Sure. Can I have a mover that staff report FIR 26-021 regarding the fire chief's report for January and February 2026 be received, mover? Grant, second,
Second.
Don, anything we want to say about that, Darryl?
To the chair, we've been extremely busy with training for the last couple weeks. Our training out for last month and a half. Actually, we've finished up our first hazmat course. We finished up our one instructor course. We're working on right now our firefighter 1 certification, and we will be doing the firefighter 2 as soon as that's completed. And we have a couple other courses to do before certification is completed in July. It's been going very well, the students been doing very well. We've had, some decent weather to do some of the stuff in, so it's been going well, and like I said, we've been doing back and forth between Tweed and Sterling and the fire training tower, and it's all been going extremely well, thanks to our training team and all our staff who that have been, firefighters and put the time into do it, it's long and dedicated and the numbers, but they've been doing very well at it, and everything has been going well with that. The only other thing I bring up is we get a lot of calls about the carbon monoxide with the new regulations and stuff on carbon being required to have carbon monoxide detectors in your home. And we've been answering a lot of calls about that, and it is, like I said, it is required now to have a carbon monoxide. A lot of people are thinking, we used to have, one of the biggest questions, and just maybe easier for you to do here, is that a lot of people think of the carbon monoxide detector used to be plugged into your plug-in on the side of one of the plug-ins down by the wall, they have to be lower or whatever. The new ones, and they did a lot of research and stuff on it, and with the new detectors and stuff, a lot of the new detectors are a combination detector with your smoke that goes right on the ceiling, and they are active, and they're very precise and work very well, so there's no concern that. I know a lot of people and we've had a ton of calls about that, why these ones are going on the ceiling, and why we're not having the plug-in where that was carbon monoxide was lower, whatever, but just putting that one out there, the new ones are good, they work well, and everybody just comply with that, put the detectors, and you can get them at any locally or hardware stores and home building centers and stuff to replace them, and they're very easy to replace. So whatever, we haven't replaced them for people, and some of the elderly as well too. We visited quite a few ones and changed a bunch of batteries as well, answered many questions with that. But besides that, been going very well. Besides the training, like I said, everything's been going busy, and keep up to hopefully meet our July deadline. So.
Any questions for the fire chief? No, thank you. All in favor?
Okay, I'll call on a motion on the staff report. PUB 26026 regarding the public report of January and February 2026 be received.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Second by Caroline. Floor is yours, George.
Good morning, council and your worship. Is there anything here that's you see right off the bat, we can discuss that. I think you guys know we're pretty busy right now with weather changing with potholes and road heaves and some signs and that.
Anybody have any questions they'd like to ask George in this report?
Through the chair. Sorry, George, I mentioned the other day about that bench downtown that was in poor repair, and I got a call from the citizen this morning that it was going to fail, that somebody was going to get hurt. Have you had a chance to look at that?
Actually, no, we just been busy, but I will have a look at that, and I know there's future plans for some benches downtown. We can get that out of there.
Yeah, I was just mentioning it because it's apparently broken, and it was just.
And it is right down on
It's right at-
Street.
Yeah, it's right outside the barber shop, that one's sitting right on the sidewalk there.
Oh, I guess Matt's gonna know Jason's dealing with that this morning.
Well,
There
there
we
we go.
go.
Sorry, didn't
Thank you.
Anything else? If not, all in favor? Carried. I guess we have some line painting. So motion of staff report. PUB 26016 regarding line painting 2026 price extension request being received. And further, that online pavement markings has indicated that they will hold the same pricing that was approved in 2024 tender. And further, that the manager of public works has reviewed current market rates and determined that the existing pricing remains competitive and represents the best value for the municipality while avoiding administrative costs and potential service disruptions of a new competitive process. And further, that council authorizes the provisions of the procurement policy bylaw 1563-22 be waived for the purchase extension of the line painting contract for 2026. And further, that a council approves the extension of line painting contract online pavement markings for 2026.
I'll move.
Moved by Don, seconder.
I'll second.
Anybody have any questions?
Through the chair, through the chair, yes. Would it be advantageous going forward to do 2-year or 3-year increments on this, George?
Sure, we could ask them for that. I know that, when we did the last tender, they were the best price on it, and then they extended that, I guess, now twice, second time, sorry. So, yeah, so we could ask going forward if they would be willing to.
All in favor? Carried.
Go backwards on you for a sec, Jeremy. The gravel tender, did we get that closed in January?
Yes, the gravel tenders come in and we have our pricing.
Okay.
Yeah. And, that's something that we just would have through council with our decision that here. Shouldn't have to. Yeah.
Good environment. Right? 7.6, right?
Oh, am I doing that?
I know.
I guess we need a motion to accept Matthew's report. I'll second. You wanna go ahead, please? Matt, please?
Yep, thank you, Graham. Counselors and your worship, just an overview of the last couple of months. This report, is there anything specifically, that you have questions regarding?
So with the new UV filters are working, they're both of them are hooked up now.
Yeah, both UV reactors are in place, that job is complete. There is one picture that I've added in there, but probably if council had time, we could do a plant tour at some point. We could show you the process that's been upgraded.
And the new well, we've done the flow test on that, so now we're waiting for the might be okay. So
Flow test is complete, just waiting on the documentation from the well driller on flow test. Well will have to be tagged. There's a well number associated with it. And then following that, we will be working with a hydrogeologist for the source water modeling. That's the next step to bring this online. As far as the construction of the pipes to the water treatment plant from the well, that was removed from this year's budget.
And well number 5 is decommissioned, is that the story?
That's correct. Well 5 is decommissioned. It was starting
So how
to,
many do we have? Now I'm kind of confused.
so we have well 1, 3, 4, 6, and then 7 is drilled but not in place. So 4 active wells.
Any more questions for Matt? Now I'll call the motion, all in favor? And that's carried. You want me to do water report?
Yeah.
Okay, we have item 7.7, which is the 2025 water annual report and wastewater annual report and drinking water quality management standard external audit report. You want to go through that, Matt, or do you want? And there's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of content in here. So the BWQMS audit is conducted by a third party. Intertech, SAI Global. So there was two under the 2 elements, element 19 and 21. There was a minor non-conformance, and then there was an opportunity for improvement. So there's 3 levels. There's a opportunity for improvement where the auditor finds something that they know that could be improved for efficiency. Then there's a minor non-conformance. And if it's not corrected, it could lead to a major non-conformance. You get too many majors, then you can lose your license, but there was 2 noted, one an opportunity for improvement and 1 minor non-conformance. There was a small section in the internal audit that was overlooked, so myself and municipal management assistant have went through those items and we've done some corrective action plans for those.
I'll move to receive.
I'll second.
All in favor?
That's on the, or more of a comment on the wastewater report, Matt. I see we're still getting very high input in the spring.
Yeah, so it's quite reflective of precipitation. We see a lot of inflow and infiltration. So ways that we can correct that is public education with sump pumps, roof leaders, and of course, upgrading our system, putting in new infrastructure, and doing camera work within the collection system, identifying cracks that we can seal up and make it more efficient.
It's 59% capacity. But a lot of that is not due to, or a lot of that is due to infiltration.
Seasonally, we do see an influx in infiltration.
Is there any, have we still got that notice on the website for the sump pump hookups? Like that thing?
I believe we do, I could double check though, make sure it's
The time of year is put that on again. Everybody there? Anything else you need for rent from that?
Oh, so.
Okay. Economic development. The staff report be received. Move for that, please.
I'll move.
I'll second it.
Michelle.
Good morning, Mayor and
Hello.
Council. So in January, the CAO and I met with the representative from Starboard Communications for the collaborative radio campaign. I've attached the details and I have sent the campaign out to all the business owners. For them to all have a look at it. I'll resend it again in a little while. I attended a BIA meeting on January 29th. The discussions included the 2026 budget, their constitution, and executive matters. Hogfest was an event that was in the end of January, beginning of February. It was organized by the Lions Club, Rotary Club, Legion, Curling Club, and the theater. And it took place from January 30th to February 1st, and they had activities in the area throughout the weekend. And on Family Day, the Davis Group and EFTO sponsored the Brave Public Skate at the arena. The CAO and I also met with the representatives for the Water Buffalo Festival Committee. They're going to proceed with that this year, third weekend in August, so that would be the 19th. We'll get more information as they go along. And then upcoming events, a BIA meeting on February 26th, which we just attended. We're going to start, or I'm going to start for advertising for summer music nights to get some music groups. There's a free public skate on March 16th, sponsored by Community Pentecostal Church. Mill Pond Fire presents O Canada A at St. John's Anglican Church. The proceeds will go to the community, Sterling Community Cupboard, and there'll be another BIA meeting on March 26th.
Another date on that, Mill Pond Choir? I wasn't aware we had.
I
Mill
put
Pond.
flyer up, I mean,
Yeah, I know, I'm trying to remember too.
I-
Is it this month?
it's in March, yes.
It's in March.
They've been going for years since the- I think this is actually their last year.
Embarrassed I wasn't aware of them.
So are there any further questions, comments? No, it's good to see that there's a lot happening. Thank you for. You know, all in favor? Correspondence. Items 8.1 through 8.5, I move for that be received.
Move for receipt.
A second. Any discussion on any of those items? I believe the Foley one is looking for response. So for $10,000 from that program, I'm just not sure we've got that budget.
To your worship, just in response to that, taking a look at what the details of the event are, it would not be something that fits within our community grant program. And the correct is that we don't have the money in the budget for this year. However, if they would like to make application, the deadline for 2027 is in September.
There's nothing to prevent individuals from contacting this individual between them, so. Wait for suspect. All in favor of receiving those? Thank you. Oh, it's the fundraiser for the annual auction. Any comments on that?
Sorry, when?
Senate Community Care for Central Hastings. I think already contribution to their fundraiser. Can we give them something to pass? I think we have. Yeah. 9.1. Bylaw. To amend comprehensive zoning bylaws 32003 is amended with regard to land municipally zoned 3440 Mill Street, 3440 Mill Street, regarding passed on this third date of March 2026. So they look at that, please. I'll move. Seconder. Second. And that's to do with the zoning from former Memorial. All in favor? Carried. Are there any notices of motions? Okay, new business. Any new business?
So teacher, can I just back up and get the community care for Center Hastings? I know we went past that, but. Is that? One of the organizations we donated some of the history books that we have, Sterling history. Books we donated as an auction item. I don't know if I'm remembering that.
I know we did some.
Yeah. I know that was, because we had those books, they're interesting, I'm just wondering if we can make a couple of those available for their auction.
Fine with that, we do lots of.
You definitely reach out and see if they are interested.
And it seems to me it is an auction, they're looking for items. So we have those.
Under new business, I know we're getting a lot of requests to make a decision or get direction on the Alto. I'm reluctant until after the information sessions. That's very first that we do. So if anybody asks me, it's up to you. What do you want to wait till after the information sessions? Or is it even necessary that we make a decision?
Mr. Chair, a couple of things that came to my attention last week at the conservation meeting. Is the fact that this southern road could affect us. Apparently the areas they're talking about is either south of Oak Lake or north of Oak Lake. And if they happen to do north of Oak Lake, guess what's right in the road? Our immune system. Now realize this is gonna be an elevated. Railway, that's what I understand, but still. Do we have any information at all, or is?
Well, that's why
we're gonna gain when we have this meeting?
That's gonna be presented, I believe there's one Thursday and May.
Okay,
And then there's one closer to the end of the month here.
yeah, and then 25th of,
And it's actually quite a wide dam that goes on the southern loop.
yeah,
It would be, and I can't see it going over the hotels, that would be nuts.
well, yeah, and. Like, is there any information, like, what are we talking about starting date of this whole service?
Well, the first portion is going to be Ottawa to Montreal.
Like,
And that's 23, I think is the starting date for that. By the time they get around to this. It could be 24. It's not gonna happen.
yeah. Like, it's got, and I realize it's gonna be electric power. Well, are we gonna, run the train one day and charge our cars and that, we don't have the power now to do either one separately.
Well, that'll be one of the questions for them.
Yeah,
Where do they plan on getting this? I know we are building nuclear plants as well, so.
Yeah. well, I fully recommend that our residents at least attend the one here. Because there are gonna be a lot of questions, and gonna be a lot of, I guess, that's a lot of money. But what do we have, 3 stops, Ottawa, Montreal, Quebec City, 5 more?
Over to Toronto, Peterborough, Ottawa. And Laval, Montreal, and Quebec City. That's it. Well, there's 4 in Quebec, so.
Or working 2, 3 here.
And it's, I mean, the other thing to be aware of is that's not all government. It is a private.
Oh, it is all private.
Well, I'm not saying all.
Yeah. Because the value we were quoting there, that's correct. That's gonna tend to change.
But that's spread out over the mid 2040s, so that's not.
Very
Well, probably either.
Very good.
Yes.
Your worship, just, I'll give you the dates just for the public or anybody that's watching. So, on this Thursday, March the 5th, Madoc Township Recreation Center, and that one is from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and from 5 to 9 p.m. And then on, March 25th, here at Sterling and District Lions Club, and that's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and again from 5 to 9. So just for any of the members of the public or council that's watching. The final date for public submissions is March 29th, so that last meeting that we have here in Sterling is pretty close to the deadline, so if there is something that council wants to bring back. Then if we can notify the clerk so that she can get something on the next agenda, I think that would probably be optimum if there is anything that council does want to state. But the website as well is very good, and there's just indicating is that questions and answers are already posted there for people that have already attended. In previous meetings that we've already had public meetings with, so that might be useful for anybody that wants to get more information.
Any further business at this time? Okay. Need a motion to go into closed session pursuant to section 239(2)(b) and K. Black. And move for that place.
I'll second.
All of it. Okay.
And just before we cut along live stream, sorry, we do not anticipate any resolutions to be reported out in open session from the closed session. Other than for staff to proceed as directed, so we are gonna end the live stream now, and any decisions or resolutions made by council will be reflected in the meeting minutes.